Hello, I'm Jim from Come Play With Us, and in this video I'm going to be playing Dragons Down. This is a open world sandbox game that is a kind of a reimagining of Magic Realm, which is an old 70s game that I really loved and have a lot of nostalgia for. And so that's why I got this game, because it looked like they were recreating something I love, but in a better package. The original game was quite difficult. Very complicated game, hard to learn. Took a long time to set up. Had a lot of fiddly rules. Has 3 editions of rule books, but it is a much beloved game and kind of a cult classic. This game is a reimagining of it. So if you've played Magic Realm, there's going to be a lot of familiar things in here for you. But this is way easier to set up than setup, and this takes about 5 minutes. And the gameplay is much more streamlined and simplified from Magic Realm, but I do believe the designer here has retained the essence of what made that a great game, and so I'm eager to show this off. For this playthrough, I'm not going to play a full playthrough. It is quite a long game, so I'll play for about an hour and a half. We'll see how the game goes. You don't really need to go through a whole game because for a solo game, you basically just play 30 days in the world, and then you count up your points and see how well you did. So it's not really going to matter. The crux of this game is you just wander around and do stuff in the world. It's open world sandbox, and you just go look for treasure sites and loot treasures and fight monsters and buy stuff and do missions and that kind of thing. So it's really, and there's no actual story. There's no storybook or anything to this game. So if you don't like reading paragraphs of story or anything like that, none of that's in here. This is emergent story. The story comes from the gameplay. You do get these kind of journal sheets that you can fill out. So you'll see that there's 30 days here, and you can just jot down a little thing for each, what happens on each day to keep track of your kind of story and everything. And then it also keeps track of your things the sites you discover, the tiles you visited, any hidden paths you found, and then you can kind of name your guy and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. So instead of using the sheet to track how many days and stuff, and I'll still use this to track my discoveries and things, I'm just going to use this life dial I pilfered from another game just to track how many days I've played. So I'll just throw that in there so you can see how many days, and hopefully I'll remember to increment that, because again, I'm not going to play a full game. I'll just play around and show you how this game works. Okay, so I've got everything set up here. So the way this game works, it is modular, so that's interesting. It's different than Magic. Well, Magic Realm was kind of modular to begin with, but it was more about how complex the rules you wanted to play with. So the way they taught the original game, which is really kind of crazy, is they taught you how to do the move, like step by step. They had chapters that taught you how to play the game, and they would layer the rules on top. So first they would teach you how to move around the realm, and how the day and night cycle worked, and how to find treasure sites, and then combat, and then they would add in the natives that were in the game and how they worked, and then magic and that kind of thing. This game is still modular, but and it has optional rules. So it has a simple rule set to start, and you can add optional rules to make it more complicated. But this game is modular in the train sets that you get. Now, I am playing, this is just base game content. I have no expansions in here, so this is what you see here is what you get in the base game. And when you're setting up a game, there's lots of ways you can play it. I'm going to be playing with the exploration rules. You can set up the map ahead of time to play kind of a bit more strategic, where you know the whole map and you can kind of plan out where you're going. I'm going to play the exploration game, where you start on a civilization tile. So you randomly pick one of the I'm playing with two train sets. So there's 2 civilization tiles in this game. So you randomly pick one of those to start on, and then you kind of explore out from there. So I'm on the mine, which comes with the cave set. I'm playing with 2 train sets, the woods and the caves. And so those are set up. You can see those are set up here. And those will introduce certain sites to the game, treasure sites and monsters, based on the train sets. There's 3 train sets in the core set, and then you can buy expansions that add to more per expansion. And then kind of those expansions kind of like add variety of games. There's also a set that adds the native rules to this. So the natives are in the game, so you'll see they're here, and they're at the civilization tile, but they don't really do much in the base game. I actually don't really even know what they do in the base game. I haven't really done much with them, but they're there. I think they're more there to support the expansion that adds the rules for them, where you can hire them and do more stuff with them. But in the base game, they don't really do much. So when you're playing with the exploration rules, you do start with the civilization tile. So you set it up to begin with. Normally, when you discover a civilization tile, that's when you set it up. And because we're starting on it, it's set up. And when you discover it, you flip over to these civilization tiles to see what's on that civilization. So what I got was the crone, who's got a stack of things that we can barter for here, and the astrologer. So those are the two merchants that are at this starting civilization location. With the rules for this type of game, with the exploration-based game, I can start anywhere on the starting tile. So I think I'm going to start like right on the mine. Now, normally, the other thing I've set up here, I've already picked my character. So when you're starting a game, you get to pick a race and a class that you want to be. So I've picked dwarf and archer. What the dwarf does, and that will kind of decide your stats. You put these together, and that give you your health, how fast you are, and your maneuverability, and then what cubes you get to use. I'll show you what that means later. And then also your starting equipment here, and then some abilities. So the dwarf is good in caves. So normally when you start a turn in caves, or you move into a caves, you lose one of your actions. You have 4 actions per turn that you can do, but if you are in a cave, you only get 3 actions, but the dwarf is immune to that because he's a dwarf. Dwarves are comfortable in caves. The archer ability lets you re-roll your ranged die modifiers when you're in combat. So it lets you re-roll one or both of those. So that's the kind of abilities that you get with these. There's some other stats here. These symbols basically help you with missions, give you kind of bonuses with missions, and help you with haggling with the merchants. I'll show you how that works as we get to it. So I got my starter equipment here. I got some leathers here, a short bow, and I also got $20 and a dagger. I'm not using the dagger. I'm going to equip the short bow for now. And the way this works, so stuff kind of has a weight to it. It's pretty abstracted here, but way you look at it, so the armor has a weight here. It says 1+. That means I must have in my healthy box at least 1 or more red cubes available to me. And the weapons have dark and light colored. So the dark color means I again, to be able to equip this, I need to have at least 1 red cube in my healthy box. And that's basically how the weight restrictions work. So if at any point I don't have at least 1, then I'd have to unequip those things. Okay, so the actions you can do are listed at the top of your player board here. I'll just quickly go through them. We probably won't use a lot of them, but some are very specific. But the first action you can do is an alert action. And what that does is lets you re-equip stuff, and it also gives you lets you use a bonus cube during combat. So normally during combat, so you'll see I have 7 cubes available to me here. Oh, and the cubes is based on your character. So you can see I have 1 red cube from the dwarf, and then 2 red cubes and 4 brown cubes from the archer ability. So that determines how many cubes you have. And normally in combat, when you can use 5 of your cubes, but if you take the alert action during your turn, if you get into combat, you can use 6. So that's what that does. It lets you equip stuff and lets you use an extra cube during combat. The sneak or make noise action, you take that to help you hide. Normally when you're trying to hide is not an actual action, it's a reaction to monsters blocking you or just certain situations. You would roll these monster dice to try and hide, and normally to try and hide you need to roll blanks on both of them. If you sneak, you can ignore 1 bad result basically. So a result of 1 monster face and blank would still allow you to hide. So that's what sneak is good for. Make noise is that's if you actually want to attract monsters. Maybe you want to fight monsters, so that helps you attract more monsters. I've never used that action because don't generally play characters where I want to attract monsters, or I'm not good enough at this yet to, to want to fight that many monsters. Then of course you got the move action. That just lets you move to the next clearing. Mountain clearings and swamp clearings cost an extra action to move into those clearings. There won't be, I'm playing with the mines and the forests terrain, so there won't be a lot of mountains or swamps in this one. I don't think there's any swamps in the base set because I think those come with the Desolation expansion, if I'm not, so that's move. And then search, that lets you search for hidden paths or sites. We'll get to that as we get out there. Loot is when you find a site, you can loot it. So that's where you find the treasure sites, and you can loot the treasure sites. You roll loot dice. So that's the loot action. The learn action is if you won't be seeing this game because this is more for spellcasters, and I'm not a spellcaster. I'm not using magic. But if you find a spell book or a scroll, if you're in town, you can do the learn action to learn a spell from a scroll or a book. Rest action, you use that if you get hurt to heal up cubes. The trade action you use in town, there's a few things so you can interact with the merchants here to get missions, buy stuff from them. And then the other things you can use the trade action for in town is you can claim a title. So you have these titles here that have kind of prerequisites. You can go there to get LPs. Basically the points in this game are legendary points. And one of the way they get legendary points is to get these titles. So that's another thing you can do with the trade action. You can complete a mission if you've completed it. And then you can also remove curses or spells with the trade action. Enchanting is more for magic. You can enchant a tile with a certain color of magic, and then that will give you kind of like a discount in that color for those spells. Probably won't get to the magic stuff in this playthrough. And to be honest, I haven't played with the magic. I've played one game with a warlock that had a bit of magic, so I'm not super strong on the magic rules in this game. They're fairly simple compared to Magic Realm, but I'm probably not going to get into too much magic in this game. And then the Explorer action. This action is only available in the mode I'm playing here, which is where the map's not fully built. And so when the map's not fully built, you have this Explorer action. If the map is fully built at the beginning of the game, then that Explorer action doesn't apply. Okay, so that's the basic actions. I get to do 4 of those per turn. And then we get into the kind of battle phase. So I'll start with my 4 actions. I'm starting in town. So I am actually going to start with a trade action. And usually just to keep track of my actions here, I use these. I use these pink cubes just to keep track, remember how many actions I did. So I'm doing the trade action to start, and I could trade with either the crone or the astrologer. So one of the things you want to look at, is the kind of mix of cards they have. So the crone here has got 5 treasures, 4 items, and 3 missions. And the astrologer has 3 treasures, 5 items, and 3 missions. So this one has more treasure, this one has more items. The other thing you want to look at is the kind of personality types they're better for, so because that will help you with haggling. And you can see the symbol on the astrologer, I only have one of those symbols, which means if I'm haggling, so the way haggling works, normally when you're trying to buy an item, you have to pay 3 times what the item cost is here. So you see this bow, which costs 3. I could sell this bow for 3, but if I was buying this bow from a merchant, it would be 9 normally, unless I haggle. And so the way haggling works is I pick the item that I want to haggle on. I roll these dice. You always pick the worst result. Now I roll the door. When you roll a door, that basically means the merchant closed the door to you. That ends the trade action, and actually that particular merchant will not trade with you for the rest of the turn. So luckily there's 2 merchants here. I could go to another merchant. But say I rolled a 2. So you take the worst result. So I got a 0 and a 2. You always take the worst, the higher number. So then my haggle result here would be a 2. And then I would compare that to how many symbols I have that match that merchant. And if it's equal to or less, then that's a successful haggle. And it would reduce the price by a factor of 1. So then maybe this short bow would be $6 instead of $9. And then if I want to push my luck, I could try to continue to haggle. And then if I fail, then that would end my trade action. But again, if I get that door symbol, that ends the trade with that merchant for the turn. So that's kind of how the haggling works with the merchants. So I'm going to pick a merchant. You know what? I'm going to go with the crone. She's got more treasures. So when you do that, I get to look at everything in her stack here. And then I could also sell stuff. Like I might sell this dagger because I probably won't use this dagger, but it's only $2. I do have 20 to start, but maybe I'll sell it if there's something really interesting in here. So this guy gives me an extra red cube. Red cubes are good. I've already got 3, so I probably don't really need that. Whew. This is a 4 damage Artificer's Concoction. I'm guessing these are one-time use, these potion things. Although this symbol means like there's a one-time potion to get the red cube, but the red cube is permanent. Oh, these boots are nice. So these boots allow me to, it looks like these boots allow me to increase my speed, or my maneuverability by 1. So my maneuverability is 3 at most, but if I had the boots, it looks like I could move my maneuverability up to 4, which is good because 4 is, yeah. So that's a plus. Now, I don't have enough to buy that now, so I'd have to haggle for that. Ooh, and there's an epic treasure in here. So if you acquire an epic treasure, if you reveal it, I mean, I'm playing solo, so it doesn't really matter. That's how you get a legend point in 5 fame, so that's a way to get some legend points. And this thing is kind of useless to me, though, because it would just give me the ability I already have with the dwarf. Great sword, that's pretty good. Like it does a lot of damage, uses a lot of cubes. I could carry it because I have 3 red cubes. But I wouldn't be able to use the 4th one. Ooh, chainmail is good too. And I can wear this chainmail. That's way out of my price range though. And we got a mace, great axe, and some missions. Okay, so I think I'm most interested in these boots. So I might haggle for these, but you know, because I have the haggling, I could screw that end my turn here with the crone. If I try to start haggling, I'm going to do look at her missions first. So that's the only item there's a couple items in here that I'm interested in, but I just, you know, I'm not going to be able to afford without extreme haggling. Okay, so the missions she has, I can take up to 2 of these. So this one is kill 3 giant spiders. So that one I could probably do. So that's one I probably will take. Food and ale. If only using the cruel caves, discard I'm using the caves and the wicked woods. I can complete this mission at the next alphabetical civilization location, even if it's not on the map yet. Oh, so this is an easy one. This one just gives me some gold and a bonus roll. If I have the mask, I do have the mask, so I would get to roll a bonus. That is basically, you just roll. For every one of these symbols you have, you roll one of these dice and you get a bonus gold or fame. So that's an easy one. And this one's killed 2 treants. I've actually never seen a treant in this game. I mean, probably just haven't run into one yet. But I think I'll go with the food and ale, and the spiders aren't too tough. So spiders are kind of a low-level monster, so I think I'll go with those 2 missions. Go with the spiders and the easy one. At the end of the turn, you refill their missions up to 3. I still got to haggle with her. I'll just put the 2. I'm not going to take more missions from her. So normally you do this at the end of the turn, but I'll just throw these on here now so I don't forget. Okay, so let's do some haggling. I'm going to haggle for these boots. I probably just want to win 1. Now, I've matched the crone on this symbol, so I need a 2 or less on the haggle to succeed. 2 or less is what I need. So here's my roll, and I got a 3. So that failed, and that ends the action. Now I could try again, because I didn't roll a door, so I could do another. I'm going to do another trade action, and I'm going to try to haggle for those boots again. See if I can succeed. Yeah, there we go. So I got a 2 and a 1, so that haggles a 2. That brings it down to the price down from 27 to 18. I'm happy with that. I'm going to spend my $18. So I'll get $2 back. So $2 here, and I get these boots. And it shows you here where on your player board those go. So there's a boot slot here. And if, I mean, and the iconography is a little hard in this game. I don't find it very intuitive. So if you're ever kind of need to know, there is a description for every single treasure in the rulebook. So I'll check that now, because just to make sure that does what I thought it would do. So these are Teleria of the Gladiator. So it counts as one brown speed cube in an existing maneuver speed box. Do not add a maneuver box. This cube does not count against the combat round limit. Oh, so it's not quite what I thought. I thought this gave me an extra maneuver box. It doesn't. It just fills one automatically, which is still pretty good, but it doesn't increase my, so it's not increasing my maneuver speed. It's just, it counted into my maneuver speed. Still good because it doesn't count towards my 5 cube limit, right? So that gives me, I don't have to worry about kind of monkeying with it. You'll see how that works later. So the boots are still good. They're not quite what I thought. I thought they were going to make me a bit more maneuverable, but they're just giving me a bit more flexibility because they give me an automatic maneuver that I don't have to worry about. Okay, so I've used 2 of my 4 actions, and remember I'm a dwarf, so normally, because I'm in a cave now, I would only have 3 actions, but because I'm a dwarf, I have 4. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to explore. And so when you explore, you always pull the bottom tile. Always pull the bottom tile, and then you can, so we'll see here, it has to go on one of the I have to be on the edge of the tile, and it has to go. Now, normally it has to touch 2 tiles, but I only have 1 tile in place, so it doesn't have to for this one. And you can pick either side of the tile. The tiles generally only differ based on the hidden paths. So you can see there's a hidden path here between clearing 6 and 5 on this side. And on this side, it's not a hidden path. The hidden path is up here. So it's like basically just like, which one do you prefer? You know, I'm a dwarf. I like to, so if I come in here, it doesn't really matter. You know, I think I'll just go with this side, and I'll put it, let's put it there. And then when you do an explore, you get a free move onto the tile. Now, if it is a mountain or swamp clearing, you do have to still pay the extra action, but it's a forest, so I can just go there. And then whenever you go onto a tile, you draw the associated terrain token for that tile, and that might reveal something. So this is a cave. So I'll be revealing one of these tiles, and it's a treasure. So I'll keep it on here just to remind me that I already drew that. And that one just gives me a free treasure. I just draw it off the top of the treasure deck. So I'm going to get a Tome of Fae. So the tomes basically just give you magic cubes. They're one-time use things. So I would burn this to get a yellow cube. I'm not going to do that right now. I might want to sell it because it's worth $13, and I'm not a magic user, but you know what? I might find treasure that takes yellow cubes, so I'll keep it around for now just to see. Okay, so that was my 3rd action. I got 1 more action. I could do another explorer because I'm still at the edge of the map there, and I think I will do another explorer. As my last turn, I could also be, you know, safe and do a sneak action, but yeah, I'm gonna live on the edge a little here. Again, take the bottom tile here. So I got this one, another cave one. So I can do this side or this side. I think I'm gonna do this one. There's less hidden paths on this one. Oh, do you know what? This one doesn't actually, there's no legal placement for this one because I would be blocking one of the 2 paths coming out here. So the rules, I'm not sure if the rules are clear on here. I would assume I can just draw again. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to draw again. Okay, this one I can legally place. So that one, I'm going to go with this side. And I'll put it this way so I can get, oh no, this would, make it a long way around. I probably want to get to these. I'm going to go this way. I'm a dwarf. I'm not afraid of caves. Now, normally, if I wasn't a dwarf, I wouldn't be able to use my last action to go into a cave because you have to lose an action to go into a cave. I'm a dwarf again, so I don't have to worry about that. But if you're not a dwarf, that you do have to, you wouldn't be able to move. But I can do the free move. And again, I'm going to draw a cave tile to see what's there. And I got a sight this time. So when I get a sight, you draw a sight token, and we'll see what we found. We found something. So we found the shrine, and it's in clearing 4, which is right in front of me here. Okay, so I have not found that yet. It's just on my tile. I have to actually go search for that shrine, and then I'll be able to add it to my discoveries and loot it once I get there. Okay, so that's the end of my turn. I've done all 4 of my actions. Now we're going to do the battle phase. So for the battle phase, the first thing we do is kind of summoning. So we're going to roll the summoning dice. There's local summoning and wandering monster summoning. So we roll these. There's 2 gray and 2 black to see what happens here. So do the gray first. So we got mountains and 1. So I'm on. So what you do is you look at the tile you're on and look for that symbol. So I don't have a mountain symbol, so that one doesn't do anything. And my other symbol I have are these claws, but I've got bones. I've got these kind of like fish bones here. So neither of those triggered anything in my tile. So basically nothing, no monsters show up, which is good for me, because usually happens to me is the site guardian shows up when I find a site there, and then I have to sneak in there. Okay, so that's the end of turn 1. So 1 day has gone by. So we'll switch our thing to 1. So 1 day in the realm. And that is how a full turn of Dragon's Down works. So on to day 2. Okay, so now I want to go discover that shrine and get me some loot. That's the best part of this game, is the loot. Okay, so you clear all your statuses and everything. Okay, so my first action is going to be a move. So I move into the treasure site. And I believe there's a path there. There is. So I can move on to the shrine. And now I have to find it. So I got to do search. So the way searches work, so I got to take the search action. So my second action is a search, and you have to roll the search dice, and you need 2 of these non-blank faces. I guess that's telescope or a spyglass. And you got to roll 2 of those to find what you're looking for. Okay, so I've got 1. Okay, so now all is not lost. I can do for the rest of this turn. If I keep doing search actions, I don't have to re-roll the success. I only have to re-roll the failed die. So I can take a second search action and just roll this one and hope that I get a success. And I failed, so I'll hopefully get it on my last action here. Use another search action. This is my last action for the day. Failed again. Okay, now I lose that. So next day, I'm back to having to roll both dice for the search. So that was some bad luck there. Okay, so that's the end of my day. Didn't find anything. Now we need to see if any monster. Now the guardian's going to show up for sure. So what do we got here? We got forest and claws. I'm in caves and bones. So again, nothing showed up. That was a quick day. Didn't get much done that day. And that's the way it can go sometimes in this. There is a lot of luck in this game, but I still think it's fun. Okay, so that was day 2. Now we're on to day 3. Okay, well, I'm just going to do some more searching. I got to find that treasure site, so let's try again. Maybe we won't be so futile in my rolling this time. Oh, there we go. Got it on the first roll. Okay, so I have found that treasure site, which I've already forgotten what it was I was looking for. The shrine. Okay, so when you find a treasure site, you'll look for it on your terrain map. So the shrine is here. So now I've got to populate this with 2 deep treasures and 3 regular treasures. Regular treasures go on the bottom of the pile. and the deep treasures go on the top. That is important, and you'll see why in a second here. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark off that I found the shrine on my my sheet here. So here we go. So I've marked that off. I found the shrine. Oh, and the other thing is, if you're the first person to find the treasure site, you get 1 legendary point and you get 5 fame. Now at the end of the game, if you don't die, you get to trade in your fame for legendary points at a 10-to-1 ratio. Okay, so now I've found the shrine, so now I can loot it. So I can take a loot action. And when you're looting, you guessed it, the loot dice. Loot dice are yellow for gold. And again, you're always taking the worst of the 2 die results. So roll here, and oh, I did good. I got 2 1s. So what that means is I take the top card of the treasure pile, which is the good treasure, because the deep treasure is on the top. So what did I get? I got a clashing ring, which looks like so this I can put in my hand. It looks like it gives me a brown cube. It says speed. So I don't know. This one might be the one that gives me the extra spot. So I'll put that. I'll equip. You can equip right away when you find something. I'm just going to check that one. So it says placing a brown speed cube here increases the attack speed of a hero by 1. This card can have cubes placed on it in addition to other cards. Yeah, okay. So this does what I thought the boots were going to do for me. I can put one of my cubes here, and it actually makes me faster. So my top speed before was 3. Now with the ring, my top speed is 4 because I can put a cube there. So that's awesome. Okay, so that's my second action was a loot. So I'll do my third action. I'll be looting again. I hope I run now. Got 4 treasures left in there, so I need a 4 or less. I think the highest you can roll is a 5, so I'll be really unlucky. And of course, I rolled a 5. And I rolled a fist, or a grabby hand. The grabby hands, the way they work is if you roll 2 grabby hands, you get to look at the top 3 treasures in the treasure site and pick one. That's the awesome result, but I got nothing there because there's only 4 treasures left in the shrine. Now I could loot again, but you know, with that extra, no, it's extra maneuver. It's not maneuver. So what do we got here? We got adult dragons and giant. Oh, the bats. The bats are kind of annoying, especially if a bunch of them drop on me. So I think I'm gonna use my last action to sneak in case a bunch of bats get dropped on me, because I can't. The bats are fast. They have a 4 maneuver, and the way the fighting works is you can, in the beginning of the game, you really generally want to evade, either hide from the monsters, or if you can't hide from them, evade them. And to evade them, your maneuver has to be higher than the highest the monster with the highest maneuverability. So, but that's the bats are 4 maneuver. So I would need. I can only at most do 3, so I can't maneuver away from the bats. So I want to make sure I can hide from them. I mean, bats aren't tough. It's just if I draw, you know, a bunch of them, I can probably take out 1 or 2, but they're kind of hard to hit too. So, okay, so that's it for my turn. I've spent my last action on the sneak. So now I'm going to roll for the monsters. Oh, and we did get monsters. Okay, so when you roll the gray arrow thing, that means monsters move, or if there's monsters on a tile where there's no hero anymore, they will go back to sleep. Basically, they go back to the box for now. But I did roll this bone, so that means I'm getting 2 adult dragons. So when you do summon something, you look at the matching color, the number on that die, and that's how many monsters show up. So I've got 2 adult dragons showing up. Okay, so here are the adult dragons, and just drop them on top of me. Okay, they go right to your clearing. Okay, so now as a reaction, I can try to hide. And because I snuck, I basically just need to 1 blank side and I'm safe. Yeah, so there's 1 blank side. So if I hadn't just snuck, I would have failed the hide, but because I did sneak, I succeeded at the hide, so I am hidden. So I'll mark that status on my player board here. There's a hide spot to show that I'm hidden. Okay, so now what I can do with hide. So now this is interesting because I am a ranged character. I have a short bow. I could ambush the dragons, okay? Which would basically, the way ambushing works, I basically get a free attack on them, but then at the end of that attack, they wouldn't be able to target me. So basically a full free attack, but then at the end of that attack, I have to attempt to hide again, and then my sneak does not apply to the second hide, so I would have to roll both need to be blank. And then if I did succeed at hide, I could ambush them again. So how this would work, so this is a decision I have to make. Now, these are worth quite a bit, but there is 2 of them. I do have some armor, but they would probably destroy my armor right away. They are quite maneuverable, but they are slow. The other thing you have to look at is they could flip over too, which changes their stats a bit. These guys have Fireball, which isn't that big a deal when it's just one character attacking. It does 2 + 1 sword, it does 3 damage basically. But I mean, it's almost yeah. So the way what you're looking at are the stats here. So tier 2 or 1 and 3. So basically the way combat works is if I got into combat with these, whoever is faster would hit first. So the dragon has a 1 speed and a 3 maneuver, and then I can program my speed and maneuver. So if I'm faster than the dragon's maneuver, I automatically hit the dragon. Now I could be faster, and I could do 2 damage to them actually. But I only have 5 cubes to use. So if I use the 4 cubes to ensure an automatic hit on him, I can only use 1 red cube, and they have armor, and you can see that my short bow here, so when you're using a weapon, you have to fill in all the dark red spots. So and then you can fill in the lighter red, and basically what that means is that's how much weight you're putting behind your blow, basically, how much strength you're using. So when you're counting damage, although I'm using a bow, so I get a modifier, but I might do this. This might be deadly. It's tough because there's 2. If there's one of them, I'd for sure go for this. But the other problem is I cannot maneuver away from these dragons because they have 3 maneuver. So if I do get in a fight with these guys, I can't run away, and they hit for 2. So I'm going to stay hidden. I'm going to be a coward and stay hidden and skip this combat. But yeah, it is a little tempting. Yeah, so that's the end of the round. So that's the end of day 3. So I got some nice loot. Or 1 nice loot. What did I get? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I got the ring. Okay. Okay, so now at the beginning of the day, you lose your status. So I'm no longer hidden. And the way this works is if I'm still in that clearing at the end of any action, and I'm not hidden, then they will try and block me, which will trigger a hide action, or a free hide action for me, so I can try to hide again. So what I like to do, because I want to stay here and loot, what I generally do in this case is I do my sneak. So as my first action, I'm going to sneak, and that's it. And because I'm still in the clearing, they will try and block me, and now I got to try and hide again. But now it's a bit more dangerous, because if I don't hide, I'm probably screwed because I don't even get my ambush. Okay, I got a true hide there, so I'm hidden. So all good. Now you can stay once you hide. I can do the rest of my actions in this, as long as I don't leave this clearing or declare myself not coming out of hiding. I can stay hidden and do my looting. So I'm sneaking around and stealing the loot right from under the dragon's noses. So my second action, I'm going to loot again. Loot, loot, loot. Here we go. Oh, I rolled a 5 again. I am not a good looter. Okay, third action. Come on. 5 is the only thing I can't roll here. Okay, got a 3. So that will get me a regular treasure. There's only one deep treasure left. I gotta roll a 1 basically to get that last deep treasure. But you know, sometimes the treasure is better than the deep treasure. Oh, I got a Tome of Conjuring. Okay, now like I'm super magical now. I can get a purple cube and a yellow cube, if I wanted them. But I got nothing to use those on, so maybe I'll find a treasure that I can use magic on. Maybe I'll become magical. I'll find a spell book. Let's see. Become a magical archer dwarf. Okay. Yeah, so I've got 1 more action left. I'm already hidden, so there's no point. I might as well just do another loot because I'm safe from the monsters. So now I need a 3 or lower. And I got a 2. Sweet. 2 will get me another tome. I shuffled these cards well. Okay, like I'm like super magical now. If I wanted to be, I just don't have any spells. So I got I could have up to 3 cubes here, or I could just go sell those for a lot of money. But we'll see how things go because I might find a spell book or something, and then I've got lots of 3 different types of color magic there. So okay, so that is none of those. I didn't find any epic treasure, unfortunately, so I didn't get any legend points out of that. So that is the end of my turn. So we're still going to, even though I'm hidden, we'll still roll for monsters because they could, well, they're not going to move because I'm there. So they could get more monsters. And we got forests, and I think that's giants, which I don't have either of those on. So nothing happens with the monsters. I didn't get any more monsters. So that is the end of day 4. Day 4. Okay. Well, I mean, there's 2 treasures left here, but I mean, that's hard to, those aren't easy to get. So I think I'm going to start moving on here. So I'm unhidden. So I can just move out of this. I don't have to hide or anything. I can just move out of this space. So I think I'll move up here. Or, can I go on? Yeah, that's pretty much the only way. Oh, no, I can't even go that way. That's a secret path. I can't take that path. So, and I don't want to stay in this spot. So I guess I'll go. Because otherwise I gotta hide and then I gotta search. So I'll go that way. So unfortunately I'm gonna have to do a bit more roundabout way. Cause yeah. Okay, so yeah, because to get to the edge to find another tile, I gotta either go that way up or go all the way back through the mine here and back this way. I mean, it would have been easier to find that path, but yeah, just 2 dragons sitting on top of me. Oh, wait a minute. This is connected here, I think. Oh, yeah, it is. So I can go this way. That's an easy way. Okay, I'll go that way. So 2 more moves. 1, 2 puts me here, and then I can do an explorer off that side there. So that's what I do. And the civilization tiles are safe. So I don't have to worry about monsters finding me there. Okay, so I found a woods tile. My first woods tile. It's been in the mines so far. So I can go this side or this side. This one's more connected. I don't like these orphaned paths, and it's orphaned on both sides here. So you kind of want to connect them both, or, because if I do this, then that's kind of orphaned off there. But doing this lets me come back around to this. I'm going to do this. It does orphan this little path there for now, but it does allow me to get back. Well, does that really matter? Do I really care about? Because I can get through this shrine that way. That's actually well, I mean, if I find this path, that's kind of a quick path through there. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. And I'm going to take what's in here? Woods, tree ants, or giant spider? I need giant spiders. So, maybe I'll fight some giant spiders. I'm leaving myself kind of open there, but we'll see. See what happens with the monsters. Okay, so that's my last action. Not hidden. See what monsters I get. I get the monsters are moving. So now I'm no longer on the tile with the dragons, so they just go back to sleep. And my second die was the fishy, or the bones again, and nothing on my tile for bones, so nobody showed up on my tile. Oh, sorry, I missed. I should have drawn. Should have drawn for the tile I moved into. So this is a gate. So what that does, so that goes in spot 6. So this gate is kind of useless right now. But if I find another gate, then the two gates are adjacent to each other. So it could give me a quick way to get around the map in the future. But right for this tile, it's just kind of useless. Doesn't do anything for me. Okay, so that's the end of day 5. All right, new day. It's a new day. Okay, so this is gonna be easy. I'm gonna do 2 moves. Go this way, and then I'm gonna explore here, I think. So I'll do my explore. Got another forest tile. And I got another orphan side. Which way do I want to go with that? Well, I'll go with the side. Let's go with this side here. The crap thing is if I find a site here and it shows up on one of these spots, but I'll move into there. We'll see what's on this tile. Got an item. Okay, so there's nothing on this tile really. But I get a free item. Well, somebody left something in the clearing. I got a short sword. Don't know that's too useful to me, but I could sell it for $6 or $4. I could sell it for $4. A backpack. Okay, well, yeah, that wasn't great. So I've got one whole action left. Maybe I'm gonna search for this hidden path here. Now the bad thing is, you know what? The thing is, if I search and I don't get it on the first try, it's kind of wasted. Then I gotta do 3 searches next turn. But yeah, I kind of want to go this way and start opening up the map here. I mean, I could move the map, but I'm kind of lazy. I don't feel like putting anything over here. But yeah, so let's. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try it. Let's try it. Probably gonna fail this. Yeah, failed it. Okay, I'll have to try that again next turn. Watch, that's gonna mess me up here. Dragon. I'm gonna get like a whole bunch of monsters dropping on me, and I could have snuck. So we got mountains and goblins. No mountains or goblins on my tiles, so yeah, all safe. I'm pretty lucky with the monsters so far. They're leaving me alone. I must not be making a lot of noise. Okay, so back to the game. So I do want to find that path. I'd like the fast way to get through here. So I'm going to search again. And again, I have to start from scratch because it's a new turn. So I don't get to keep that good result I had. So I got 1. So I'll search again. Hopefully it doesn't take me all turn to find this path. Oh, I found it. Okay, found it on my second attempt. Okay, so I'll mark that one off. I'm on the... So it has spots here, so if you look on your sheet, look up Elderwoods here, and then it has the thing. So this is 4 to 6, so you just circle that to show that you found that. And then now I have access to that hidden path, so my third action, I'll move from here to here, so I can get through this tile fast because there's a lot of empty space there, and it's kind of a useless tile because there's nothing on there. And then I'm going to do my explore again here. Let's see if we find something good. Only found 1 site so far. Okay, so we got some more woods, deep woods here. Is this one going to work? Oh yeah, I need a blank side. It has a blank side, so which one do I want to go with? That one or that one? Don't think it matters much. I'll go with this way. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, that was my last action. You know, I'm gonna take this. Moving on to an orc tile is scary because what the orcs do is if they come up, normally you just use the matching number for the die, but the orcs, for the numbers of orcs that show up, they use both dice. So I've gotten unlucky before and had 6 orcs just drop on me. Let's hope that doesn't happen, because that was my last action. Super unlucky orcs. Let's see. No orcs showed up. And no forest either, so safe. My bad luck did not continue with the orcs. Oh, shoot. I keep forgetting I gotta draw my tiles here. See what's on this. Okay, we got a site. Perfect. So the site we got is the catacombs, and it's on 4. Luckily, it's not on this orphaned little piece here, which I totally orphaned here because there's. Oh no, there is a path here. I was gonna say there's no path there, but it showed up right beside me there. So sweet. Well, that's not going to take me hard to find. Okay, so next turns we're on this. That was the 6th day. Let's go loot some catacombs. Okay, so I'll take off. Okay, so I'll move. First action to move to the catacombs, and it's just a forest space. So you see there's a mountain space here, so that will cost 2 actions to move into. Okay, now I gotta search for the catacombs. Got 1. Do another search. Oh, I have to use my last action. Oh, I'm on the orc tile. Well, I gotta do all with him starting from scratch again. Come on. Oh, I didn't find it. Not good. Hey, let's see what kind of monsters show up here. I got claws. And I think that's swamp, which nothing showed up again. So got good there, but that was burnt that day. That was the 7th day. Did nothing on the 7th day 7. Nothing freaking happened. Couldn't find the catacombs. Okay, come on. We gotta. Okay, new day. We're gonna do some more searching. Let's get those catacombs. I need better rolls here. Better rolls. Catacombs. Oh, I got 1 again. 1 die is eluding me. Yay! I found the catacombs. Okay, found the catacombs. I'm the first one. I'm the only one playing, so get a legendary point and 5 fame for finding the catacombs. And of course, I gotta mark it down on my sheet. And we gotta fill up the catacombs. So what do we got here? Catacombs has 2 deep treasures and 5 treasures. So there's a lot of treasure in this one. So we got 5 treasures, 2, but only 2 deep ones. Okay, and now I am free to loot the catacombs. So let's see what we get. So yeah, I'm gonna get treasure no matter what, because the worst I could roll is 5. Rolled and I did roll a 5. I've been rolling a 5 a lot. I got 5 and a 4. That's a really bad roll. So there's actually way more than, what is there? There's, how many treasure? We got 7 treasures in here, so that's pretty awesome. So I'm gonna get lots of treasure here. Oh, I got a scroll. So I could learn a spell with this. That's the first time I've found a scroll. That'll just go in my backpack for now. But yeah, I've got lots of magic cubes. I might fulfill. I might get to be magical, but we have to go back to town, I think, to do a trade action. I have to check that out because I haven't tried that yet. But put that in my backpack for now. We might learn a spell here. Why not? I got lots of magic cubes here. But for now, I'm going to push my luck. You know, I can loot all turn next turn. Instead of pushing my luck, I am going to sneak just in case a whole horde of orcs show up, which could happen. I mean, or the Titan could show up. He's the guardian for the catacombs. That would also be bad. Let's see who does show up. So, giants and caves. which neither of those things live in my tile. All good. Full turn of looting. Looting. Okay, so do the loot action. So yeah, I'm still gonna get treasure here because there's 6 treasures left in there. Can't go wrong. I get the 3rd one. Didn't hit any of those deep treasures. There's only 2 deep treasures on the top. Still haven't found an epic treasure. But another tome. Holy crow, man. I'm super magic guy. I'll keep that in my backpack for now. I'm going to go learn a spell at some point, and then, yeah, I've got enough magic cubes. Of course, the Dwarven Archer finds all the magic stuff. I really need to shuffle better, I guess. I've been playing this quite a bit, so I think the cards would be good in shuffle by now. Anyways, we'll do another loot. Looty, looty, looty. 4th one. That's going to be right. I'm not getting any of the epic treasures here. Or I'm not getting any of the deep treasures. You can find epic treasures, just the regular treasures. But what do we get this time? Another scroll. Man, okay. Well, I can learn some spells. Well, you get legendary points for learning spells too, so I think we'll do that. We might as well do that. I got 2 scrolls and a bunch of magic. Why not? Okay, 3rd loot. I think this will be my last loot. And, you know, after this, I will sneak, and then we'll probably try to learn those spells. What did I get here? Oh, I got the double grabby. That is the epic loot roll, which means I get to look at the top 3 treasures and pick one. Then I got to put them back in the right order. So that means I get to look at the 2 deep treasures. Okay, so they're both epic treasures. So I got a Cape of Alteration. I think that lets me swap brown cubes for red cubes and red cubes for brown cubes, which can be useful, but or a magic-y thing. Do I have a yellow cube? I do have a yellow cube. Magic-y thing is probably good. Maybe I'm going to go magic here. It's a belt. Yeah, I'm going to take the magic-y belt thing. That will go here. Yeah, I do have a yellow cube, so I might as well burn this at this point, since I can use it. I'll burn that. And that will give me a yellow cube, a permanent yellow cube that I can use on my Band of Sagacity, which I believe I can use that to reroll damage, or reroll my hit dice. But I'll check that out if we ever get to an attack thing. But okay, so now I'm going to do sneak. Just in case, now that I got lots of loot, I don't want to get attacked and have my loot taken. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, good thing I did that. I got the goblins. And because the goblin, or their orcs, they use both the dice. So I got 3 orcs. 3 orcs landed on me. I got the orc champion. I got an orc lord. Good lord. And an axe orc. None of those are good orcs. Definitely want to... Hopefully I hide here. So that will trigger my hide. Good thing I did the sneak. I did get at least 1 blank, so I am hidden from those orcs. Definitely not... Well, I could ambush the orcs, but I mean, oh, man. Well, oh, he's actually pretty... I could one-shot kill this first one here pretty easily. Because he's slow. He's very slow. He's only got zero maneuverability. So, and I could one-shot kill that guy. Actually, I could one-shot kill all these guys. But the Axe Orc is actually the toughest one, and I could kill him, ambush and kill him before, and then I'd have to fight these 2 guys. Or maybe I could hide again and ambush again. And I could maneuver away. They are fairly slow. Tough decision, but you know what? I'm not going to worry. I'm going to stay hidden. So I want to learn how the magic works. I want to learn how the magic works. Okay, so that's the end of the 8th. But I will show you a combat before I end this playthrough for sure. Make sure I show you a combat. Okay, so one thing I was supposed to do with those spell scrolls is as soon as you draw the spell scroll, that's a tome, you're supposed to draw a spell card and attach it to them. So, and then that's the spell I could learn. So this one is break spells. All curses and spells on the target are permanently canceled. So this one's an any magic spell. So that's good. Okay, so that's what that one is. And then this one is a fly spell, which requires a purple and an any. So during a move action, a hero may choose to fly instead of using normal movement. Oh, cool. These are both cool. I want to learn that. Okay. So I can learn those. Okay. Okay, so next turn. Okay, so first thing I do is get out of the way from all these orcs. So let's move. I'm gonna move. Oh, I'm gonna do 2 actions here to move down here to this mountain space. So I'm away from the orcs. And then I'm going to alert. I think I can use these at any time. So I want to learn both these spells. I'm going to try and learn these. So I need a purple cube to learn the purple. Yeah, purple to learn this one. I think any to learn that. So I've got the yellow. So let's burn the purple. Got a purple cube. Well, I might as well burn the gray one too. Let's go all in on the magic here. All in on the magic. So we got a purple and a gray. Okay, and then I'm going to take the learn action, which I've never done. This is my first time doing the learn action. Okay, so you do the learn action. I can do. So in order to learn a spell, you have to have a cube of the color of the spell. So that's why I've got the purple cube here. So I can try and learn this spell. And what you do is you roll the spell learning dice and hope you don't get cursed. This is what I read. So the spell learning dice are these purple ones. So I got to roll these. This is the curse side, and this is the learn spell side. I think I need 2. It's kind of like the search. I need 2 spell learning sides. Oh, I got it on my first turn. So I learned the spell. I learned that spell. Sweet. Okay, so this spell scroll is burnt. I learned this spell. Where do you put spells? Spells go where? Explodey spot. I guess these just go beside. I'll put them with my mission here. So I got that. I learned how to fly. Woohoo! Learning to fly. They got wings. So I can fly now. And I'm gonna have to check what the heck fly does because I can't remember. I've never flown before. Lots of new things happening today. But I do. So learning a spell is one of the things that gives you legendary points too. So learning a spell gives you 1 LP and 5 fame. So that's another good thing to do. Okay, so 5 fame, 1 LP. Okay, so I'm gonna figure out what flying does. That might help me. Got 1 action left. Okay, cool. So what flying does is it lets me basically move to any clearing on the tile or a random clearing on an adjacent tile. Now, unfortunately, spells can only be cast during the battle phases, so I can't just cast it as an action. I have to wait till the end of the turn, and basically the spell lets me fly for my whole next turn, which is cool. I think I might use that fly because this is orphaned here, and I'd like to go up there. I might use the fly to get across here. Okay, but I'm going to sneak, so in case those monsters come for me. So now the monsters, well, only I think, do they move? Yeah, they would. If I roll the orcs again, they'll come to me. Or if I roll the move, they'll come to me. But, oh, I rolled the treasure. We haven't seen this yet, the treasure symbol here. So we got mountain and treasure. So the mountain, I'm not in mountains, so that does nothing. But the treasure, there is a treasure site. Now, the interesting thing here, so the catacombs, the guardian of the catacombs is the Death Knight. So let's get the Death Knight out. Yeah, so when you summon when you roll the treasure symbol, if you're on a tile with a treasure site on it, the guardian monster, they don't go to you, they go to the treasure site. They guard the treasure. So he's not coming to me, he's going to the catacombs. Kind of lucky there. But now it is the combat, because it's the combat phase, I can cast my spell now. And so to do this one, I need a purple and any color, so I'll use gray. And I have to wound the purple. So see, it has a wound symbol on the spell. That wounds the cube. And then now I'm flying for the next whole turn. I'm flying. Okay, so that is casted. So that's the end of the 9th round. I promise I will fight something soon. I just can't fight that whole stack of freaking monsters there. So I think we'll play, getting into my usual session here. So I think we'll play until I get into a fight, and then we'll call it a day. I might learn another spell, because I got another spell here to learn, but man, that flying spell is cool. I think I'm using it properly. Okay, next turn. I can fly. I can fly. Okay, I'm going to fly. So I'll move, which lets me fly. So I can go to any space on this clearing. I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to explore. And I'm going to go that way. Oh, I got some more caves. Dark pass. Let's just go this. Okay, so I need 3. Let's match up the caves. Go into the caves. I'm a dwarf. I like caves. I want to go into the caves. So I'll take my free action, go into the caves. Let's see what we got in those caves. We got an item. Nothing particularly exciting in those caves. Well, I mean, the item might be exciting. What's the item? I got a staff. Well, that I'm becoming a wizard. This is the way it's going. I got a staff now, so staff and spells, and I'm a wizard. No longer an archer. Turned in my archery career for, I've never shot an arrow yet, so maybe I am a wizard. But hey, I'm gonna fly again. This flying thing is awesome for the rest of the turn. Or do I need to fly? I don't really need to fly. I probably want to do some more exploring, so I'll move. Because, because I want to get to an edge, so the best way to get to an edge is here. Or I could fly up here. What? I'll fly up here. And then I can do an explore off the edge there. I'm going to fly just because I can. Just because I can. I'm doing it for a turn. Can't do it next turn because I got to do a rest to get my purple cube back. Okay, so we got Murky Woods. Let's do Murky Woods. Let's make this bottom area interesting. So let's do that. I'll move on to the Murky Woods. See what's in the Murky Woods. We've got, the secret cache. That's at 5. Oh, it's on my space. Secret cache is cool. I haven't found it yet, but once I find it, it just gives you don't have to loot it. You just get 1 deep treasure and 20 gold. You just get it as soon as you find it. That's the end of my turn, or the end of that's the end of my turn. So now we're gonna do monster roll. Watch, I'll get the bandits. Don't roll the treasure die. I got bones and caves. Oh, I just got off the caves thing. I got no bones, so nothing shows up. No monsters. So that's the end of day 10. Actually, we're not quite halfway through. You see how long this game is. Okay, so I want to find that cache. So let's do a search. search. Got one. We'll do another search. Yep, found it. The cache still counts as a site, so I still get the legendary point and the 5 fame for finding it. But I also get 20 gold and a deep treasure. Just draw it off the stack. So what do we get here? Well, I got a bejeweled shield. The short bow is two-handed, so you know I'm probably just gonna put that in my backpack for now. But I could use that if I had used my sword. I think I have a sword. Found one, didn't I? I think I found a sword. Okay, so let's put that in my backpack for now. I'm gonna take my 20 gold. I haven't found the other civilization site yet. I haven't found the sanctuary yet, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so that was 2 searches. So I got 2 more actions. Yeah, so let's continue to explore. I'm not flying anymore, unfortunately. It was so cool that I was flying. So let's move here, and then let's do another explore. Let's see if we can find the sanctuary. No, I got the Timberlands. Oh, can I even? Yeah, this one can go. Can I get this one? Will this one work? Shouldn't it? No, this has got 2. This one's not going to work. Oh, that's going to be a hard one to line up there. I don't know if anything will work. Well, there's one on the top that will work. So let's go to the next one. Next one. Will this one work? No, it needs 2 blank sides. That's the sanctuary, unfortunately. So let's go to the next one. Yeah, this one will work. I think I'm doing that right. I might be doing that wrong. But let's just throw that in there. Take my free move into there, which gives me a site. Sweet, I got somewhere else to loot. Okay, we'll stay here until we find the site and we loot something. So what did we get? We got the altar. The altar's in 3. 3. Oh, I might have cheated with my flying. Did I fly through caves? You're not supposed to be able to fly through caves, so I might have cheated with my flying. Oh well. Yeah, because where did I fly? No, I flew here. I flew here and then I flew here. So no, I did that properly. But you can't. So I should have mentioned that you can't fly. Obviously, because if you're in a cave, you can't fly in caves to do that. So, but I could fly over the caves to this base. So I think that's what I did. I'll notice that when I go back to the thing. But it looks like the site showed up right underneath me, and that was my last action. So I'm gonna roll for monsters, and then I can start searching for the altar and find some more loot. Loot. I've got giants and marshes, and this space has orcs again and caves. So not been pretty, like monsters haven't really been showing up too badly for me. Okay, so we're into turn 11 here. Okay, so I'm gonna search for the altar. Oh, found it on my first shot. Yay. I've not been doing good at searching, but so that gives me, that's the altar, right? Altar. So that gives me a legendary point and 5 fame again. Okay, and yeah, so now I've got 3 actions to do some looting. So let's fill up the altar. So the altar, ooh, it has 4 deep treasures and 2 regular treasures. So there's a lot of deep treasure here. Okay, so I'm gonna do a loot. Get the 3rd treasure, so I'll get me a deep treasure. So there's 4 in here. So what do we got? Shield of Dalliance. It's better than my bejeweled shield. But I still can't use it because I'm a archer. I need some armor is what I need, really. Okay, second action will do loot. Or I guess my third action will do loot. Second loot action. 3 again. Just gonna be another deep treasure. Sweet. Hey, mithril chainmail. I got some armor. Yay. I'll be better at fighting things now. Can I wear this armor? I need, yeah. Oh, because it's mithril. It only requires 1 red cube. Sweet. And this takes the armor and shield spot, though. It goes in the middle. It's like a full suit of armor with a helmet. I'm all ready to fight stuff. I think I'm gonna. Do you want to be cocky? I think I still want to do my. I'm gonna sneak because if they come, I want to be able to ambush. I'll start with ambushing because if I'm in an orc spot, so there'll be a bunch of them if they come. And nope, I got the lair monster. Okay, so we are gonna get a monster, and I'm gonna fight it just to show you. I told you I'd fight the next thing I found. So what's the lair monster? So we got a demon. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Do I want to find a demon? Oh well. I was planning on finishing this game when I finish this. This might be the death of me. A demon. This is who I'm fighting. Okay. So I'm going to slap that down in front of me here. Okay. So let's hope we hide. I want to be able to ambush the guy. Finally show you how combat works. I know I've been sneaking around. There hasn't been many monsters. Okay, I'm hidden, so I can do my ambush. Okay, so hidden. Okay, here we go. Fighting the demon. Okay, so I won't be able to one-shot kill it, because it's got 4 health, and the most I can do with... Well, I might be able to, you know? I might be able to. Because the ranged attack, you get to roll some dice. So I got 5 cubes here, so this is how combat works. Or this is how ambush works. I'm probably going to one-shot kill this guy. Okay, so I'm ambushing, so I'm going to place my 2 red cubes here. So on my short bow, so I'm taking a strong shot here. Now I only have to put 1 on here. I'm going to add the extra one to add the extra damage. Because when you do damage, you count up the number of cubes you have plus the number of swords. So this would be 3 damage. And he doesn't have any shield. So what a shield does on a monster is it'll block 1 sword. He doesn't have shields, so he can't block my sword. So unless he flips, I didn't look at his flip side, but he won't flip during an ambush because he won't flip until I actually fight him. Okay, and then the faster guy goes first. This is an ambush, so I just need to be fast. He's not going to get to go, so I don't have to worry about him going. But my speed needs to be higher than his maneuverability. I have 3 cubes to use, so I'm going to use. There's no reason. Oh, maybe I don't have to roll. This guy lets me re-roll the hit dice, I believe. Let me check that. And if I'm faster than his maneuverability, I don't need to roll for the hit. I just hit automatically. Yeah, that lets me re-roll hit dice, which I'm not going to need to roll. So I just need to. So I'm going to put 3. My last 3 cubes. I'm putting them on my speed. I don't need maneuverability because he's not going to get to attack. Like normally, you need to have maneuverability to avoid him being able to. So if this is a regular attack and I did this, I'd hit him first automatically, but he'd hit me automatically because I've got nothing in my maneuverability, which is actually not true. I do get an automatic 1 that doesn't count towards my cube limit from the boots. So I'm 1 maneuverability and 3 speed here. But this is an ambush, so he's not going to get to attack me. He doesn't get to target me. Okay, so because my speed is higher than his maneuverability, I automatically hit. And so I'm hitting with 3, but this is a ranged attack. So I have to roll the ranged attack dice and take the worst result from them. And the worst result here is a -2, but I am an archer. Archers get to re-roll 1 or both dice, I believe. I can only re-roll 1 die. So as an archer, I get to re-roll 1 die, 1 of my ranged die during an attack. So I'll re-roll the -2, obviously. And I got a 0, which sucks. I would have liked to get a bonus. So that means I only hit him for the 3. Don't have anything that helps me otherwise, right? No. So I hit him for 3 damage, which does not one-shot kill him. But that does knock him down to 1 health. So I only need to hit him 1 more time. Okay, and now that's the end. Now we go to the end of the combat round because this is an ambush. He doesn't get to attack, but in order to stay hidden, I have to try to hide again. And this one does not. I don't get to use my sneak for this. Sneak only applies to the first trigger, so I need to roll both blanks to stay hidden. Otherwise, we're in a real fight here. Okay, I am no longer hidden, so we're in a real fight here now. He is going to get to attack me. Okay, so no longer hidden. Okay, so we go back to the beginning here. I'm targeting him. So now I've got to really think about this. So I'm just going to move these to get these out of the way. But he's only got 1 health left. So I only need to use 1 of my red cubes on the bow because I only have to hit him for 1. Now I could get a -2 though on my bow roll. So that's that. So I might want to do 3 just so I can ensure I hit him for 1. And he could flip. So what does he do when he flips? When he flips, his maneuverability goes up to 3. So I want 4 speed to automatically hit him and ensure the kill here. Which I can do because of my clashing ring. So I could. So yeah, see the thing is I have to use all 4. I'm just going to have to hope for a good roll here that I don't get the -2. And I got the reroll, so I'm going to do, this is my tactics. I am putting everything in speed here. So I've got 4 speed and I've got the 1 maneuverability because of my boots. And now we're going to see what his tactics are. He rolls a monster die. And if he rolls a monster result, then he flips. He did not flip, so that's good. So I kind of wasted the speed. But I wanted to be sure in case he flipped that I'd still be able to hit him automatically. So I'm going to hit him automatically, so I don't have to roll the hit dice, but I do have to roll the modifiers for the ranged weapon here. So I'm hitting him for 2 plus or minus here, and I got +1 as my worst result. I'm not going to re-roll anything there. So I hit him for 3. He is dead. So I killed the demon, and I get 14 fame for killing the demon. And he's out of the game. Like, that's it. This horde is unprotected. Okay, so what if he had attacked me, or was able to attack? I just want to show you how this would have worked. So say I didn't kill him, and he got to do his attack. So now he's gonna compare his speed to my maneuverability. And of course, because I only had the 1 maneuverability, that means he would automatically hit me, and he would hit for 4. That's what this damage here is. And now the way that works is if I'm unarmored and he hits me for 4, if that's more damage than I have these hearts here, which it is, he would instantly kill me. Now, if he hits me for, say he hit me for 2, which is less than the number of hearts I got, then he wouldn't instantly kill me. He would just do 1 wound. So the way damage works is the monster will either kill you or wound you once. So there's never any in between. Since I am armored, if he hit me with the 4, then basically you compare the damage to your armor value. So my armor value is 3, so it's more than my armor value. It would instantly destroy this armor, and I would take 1 wound, okay? If the damage is equal to the armor, it would damage the armor, and I could go repair it at the village, at one of the safe sites, at a merchant or whatever. Or if it's less than the armor, then it doesn't damage the armor. But in any of those cases, I always take it. So basically, anytime you get hit, you're taking a wound. And if you're armored, either your armor will get damaged or destroyed, depending on how hard the hit is. So that's basically how combat works. Of course, if I'm not using a ranged weapon, I wouldn't be rolling the ranged modifier dice. You would just do the hits that are on your weapon. Okay, but that finishes the combat. So I've shown you pretty much everything I want to show you. I got to show you a little extra. I showed you how to learn a spell, which I have not done yet. So that's pretty awesome. Got to learn something new with you. But yeah, that's how this game works. Next video for this, I'll do up a review. I'm probably gonna do a comparison video too to Magic Realm for those that are interested in how it compares to Magic Realm. To do that, I'm gonna have to refamiliarize myself with Magic Realm. So it'll probably be a while before I release that video because I got to relearn Magic Realm and it's a beast. But yeah, I want to put that out to a good comparison video of like what the differences are between the two. Hey, as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.